Right next to me, we have Manuel Sosna. Now, this is the opposite now. Manuel is, he's an entrepreneur. And he founded already 2 companies. One in earlier days that was Producta Direct Marketing. That's what he did already while he was a student. And then later in the year 2002, he founded another company together with 3 founders, Ubitex, a leading provider for mobile devices management solutions in the B2B area. So he's been educated in Bamberg and in Milan. And I think we are really interested in listening to you, what your experiences are, how you got through that crisis, or what kind of methods you have. So if the investment bankers still give you money to survive, or if you have to be somewhat more creative.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, and thank you again for inviting me today. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, regarding the other presentations, I would say my presentation is more kind of a case study. What can happen to a technology entrepreneur or to a technology company that gets into the financial or even the economic crisis. May I ask you a question in front right now? Who of you has an iPhone? Okay, not too many. Any other smartphone, BlackBerry, Windows mobile devices? Okay. Why am I asking you? Because the company we will take a look at right now is a company in the technology sector, and the company is still producing software for mobile devices, for smartphones, iPhones, BlackBerry, etc. What is a smartphone? Smartphone is a special telephone that offers you more possibilities. You get more information on the phone. You get email on the phone, all kind of really corporate data. And this kind of data has to be secured, and the devices have to be managed. And that's exactly what Ubitex is doing. We can manage mobile devices. Just to give you an overview and an idea what the company is doing, it's a technology company, and it's a very innovative company. We started in 2002, and we needed some funding to create the standard software. Smartphones have a real big potential in the market. Right now, we count more than 200 million smartphones worldwide. In Germany, only in Germany, more than 5 million in 2008. And in 2009, probably more than 6 up to 7. So, to give you a quick overview about Ubitex, Ubitex was founded in 2002. We started as a 3-piece. We were 3 founders, and we raised the company until 2008 up to 30 people. A lot of the people, programmers, and technical people. We had 2 offices in 2008, one in Munich, that's where I came from today, and one in Boston, right besides the MIT, very close. And yeah, we were on a good positive way. We still are. We have had some changes. Maybe if somebody wants to ask a question afterwards, how many people we are in 2009, that's a question for the panel discussion. And yeah, what mobile device management more or less does is that it enables companies, it's a B2B solution, business solution. It enables companies to administer and manage mobile devices like PCs. Like you have a company network and you have your PCs and somebody has to administer these PCs. We do the same with mobile devices, but with an over-the-air connection. Now, coming to the financial crisis and the repercussions and the remedies. In 2008, the market changed a lot compared to 2007. I will go through the presentation in a more or less on a timeline. Well, the first effects we realized about the financial crisis were not in the beginning of 2008, but in the mid of the year of 2008. In August 2008, First customers started talking with us about, yeah, well, have you heard about the financial crisis? We are thinking of maybe doing something else, postponing projects, whatever. But nothing happened really. It was only, business talk. And then the first real effects we realized when September 2008, where big projects, really big projects, got postponed. And we are a company, as I said, 30 people, where you are where you have to rely on the big projects. And if these projects get postponed, you get into, let's say, into some kind of trouble because you need the turnover. What else did we see in 2008? As I said, we had an office in Boston. The first two items, more or less, were the European market. But in 2008, in the USA, we still had some good requests, some good real customers that were asking for our solution. One of the biggest was General Motors. And they had a tremendous request for us, 50,000 devices, which is far, far more than any other project we have ever done. And they were really pushing us, hey, we have to do this together, but we have a big, as a big company like we are, we want the first part of your offer to be free. Nice, yeah? And that's exactly when we decided, okay, maybe better not bet on GM, but go for some other customers, which became even more difficult with every month, because from August we started in the US, and I will come to that later in a late stage in 2008. But with every month we went ahead, it became worse, and in the end, I really have to say it like this: the market was dead. Nothing in the US was happening, really nothing. It was completely dead. There was no turnover at all, and it was not our fault or not our experience alone. It was the experience of all competitors as well. So why did we start so late in 2008 in the US? Because in 2008 we had a financing round with Ubitex. Let's get a little bit back to the history of Ubitex. We started in 2002, and we were completely privately financed until 2005, when we started to develop more software, more standardized software. And we had a first financing round with with the BayBG, which is like KfW and High-Tech Gründerfonds, a special, more or less statal institution. And we then, in 2008, decided, okay, we have to get bigger. We have to, in the beginning of 2008, or even in the end of 2007, we decided, okay, we have to push our company to the next level, get bigger, get more successful. And we started a financing round, which started in the beginning of 2008. In January, we started talks with strategic investors, other software companies that were very interested in us, because we are offering a very innovative piece of software. And here we already had some, let's say, some switches or some stops, because we were on a good way. And in April 2008, one of the strategic investors that had already signed an exclusivity deal with us, he didn't call us anymore. He simply didn't call us anymore. We didn't know what was happening. Okay, so we started some other ideas, and we started talks with a big venture capital company in April 2008. The first meeting was April 2008. They were very happy to have a company as innovative as we were, and we signed a letter of intent in May 2008. The letter of intent was made with the vision to sign the final deal, if everything is okay, in August, which is, of course, very short term, because a financing round like this usually is 6 months. But we started with the whole process that you start with a venture capital company like this. We made the due diligence. We gave them everything they needed. They knew everything about us. it's the classical way. We started this process in July or the end of June, and signed another exclusivity deal in September 2008. So already after August, but that was quite in the plan. The exclusivity period usually is 1 month. That's what the investor is able to do, and that's what you as a company usually are able to do. For us, it took a little bit longer because I don't know exactly why. It's just you know, it's where is it? Like here. I made the plan. I made this exclusivity a little bit longer because the feeling was very long from our perspective, because everything was done, and again, we didn't hear anything from our investors, probably because in this area, as I said, in Germany, the real market was going down. And from our point of view, it was a little bit of a stressy period because everything was done. We had the exclusivity. We couldn't talk to any other investor, and that's something I missed to say, and we had a final deadline for our company at the end of December 2008. That was the end of our financing. Without another financing, the company had to be closed. Okay, so nothing went on, and then finally we got some news from our investors or potential investors that they want to start checking patents. If some piece of our software has the potential to not to create a new patent, but to harm an existing one, which is, I don't know who's in software here, but it's a tremendous effort to check this. Usually it's 3 months or even more, because you have in America, and that was our market where we wanted to go. You have, I've heard the figure last week. I think more than 500 million patents in the US that you would have to check. Okay, so the whole process was again in a little bit stuck. But to give you the final idea about it, we signed the deal in November 2008. So that's at least part of a success story. It was a tough way, but in the end we managed it with some effects coming out of the financial crisis. But after signing the deal, the thing wasn't over. The whole situation in the market changed again, and things went another way than we had planned. But maybe we can talk about this in the panel discussion. What are the repercussions for technology companies in 2008 and still in 2009? We still feel that investors just withdraw themselves from the market. Clear? Venture capital, business angels, all these people we, as a software company, are kind of dependent on. They withdraw from the market, and the investors that you have, that are in your company, are extremely, extremely careful on costs and on results. Maybe just in a way that is a little bit too much. That's at least my experience. I can tell you the last 6 months I was CEO in Ubitex. I didn't work as I didn't work in an operative manner. I just made reportings, and did things that I, as an entrepreneur, am not really happy to do. So, what as a technology company can you do to survive in the crisis, in the economic crisis? It's, I would say, not even a financial crisis. It was maybe a financial crisis until August 2008, but in the months afterwards, it was really an economic crisis because the whole market went down. Just briefly, strong sales is always a good buzzword to say. What do I mean with strong sales? I don't mean to push hard on sales. I mean, forget marketing in this market right now, in our market. Just go to the customer, do face-to-face, find out the real benefits, do what I call is user group-oriented or user group-based marketing, which means you have to be so close at the customer that you really can feel, smell, and taste what he needs. Doesn't help you to go on trade fairs or to go online with a new website. This doesn't help you at all. You have to go at your customers, at your target group. You have to find the right target groups, and you have to go there and find out what are the real benefits for them. Especially if you're a technology company and you're providing an innovative software like we do, sometimes people don't even know that they need the software. But if you talk to them and you have them face to face, you can convince them that your piece of software saves them money, and here we're coming to the next one, that it saves them money, and that you have other benefits, like you increase the productivity. With, for example, iPhone, you can increase the productivity when the iPhone is securely managed, if the VPN is securely set and configured on the device from a central point of view, when you have your corporate data secured from a central point of view. Cost argumentation, as I said, diminished initial costs for customers. Very important part is always in a crisis like this that people don't want to spend money. And even if we tell them, hey, with our software you can save 75% of your efforts in managing and deploying mobile devices, the first response is always, okay, I can save money, but first I have to spend money. What's the deal? And you can talk a lot about return on investment and all these figures, but try to diminish the initial costs. For example, we went the way that we said, okay, you don't have to pay us money up front for the licenses, but you pay as you use. You pay per month. You pay for software as a service. You don't have to get people involved from your staff that deploys the software. It's something we do, and you pay as a service only for the number of devices per month that you need. One possibility. That's what I mean with strong sales. Think about new ways of sales. And of course, the other way in the crisis, also for a company with 30 people, is to restructure. So what did we do? We cut down our costs. We decreased, first of all, our marketing spendings. Then we slimmed down and we cut down, really have to say cut down, even the core aspects of the company, like the development. It was really a tough decision, but in the end, the only way to save costs, because personnel costs are one of the biggest issues in our company. And of course, administration, we put many people on short hours, on short work. And let's say from the focus of our company, we really made a reorientation of the company first. We always try to be innovative, or we still are innovative, but we try to be more and more innovative and offer new features without even, let's say, having a real customer request, because we thought, okay, we've heard this from the customer, we've seen this, so this should be a good feature. Right now we changed this. We only do features on feature requests right now. If a customer is asking and paying, that's the important thing. If he's paying for the feature, he gets it. Otherwise, no new features. Yeah. Operative aspects are one part. The other one are the financial aspects. Again, 3 bullet points. Maybe not the most innovative bullet points, but the bullet points that worked for us. One is work with your existing bank. In a financial crisis like this, to get a new bank that supports you is quite impossible. For us, again, it's for Ubitex, it was impossible to get other money out of private equity funds. We are too small for this. To get money from other investors, the time was not there, and the investors withdrew from the market. To get private investors, again, in this market situation, quite impossible. So we were working with our bank that we have worked with for 7 years, and they were quite flexible, and we could enlarge our current accounts. Again, focus on the solvent customers, on solvent sectors. Could be operative, but I put it into financial because there can be really good sectors still in the crisis. Energy is one of our preferred sectors. The other one, for example, is retail. Retailers still have a really good situation right now. These are the sectors we're focusing on. Yeah, and final, final advice I can give as a technology company, hear what your investors want and do it. Sometimes, as I said, they might overreact, but in the end, they have a lot of power in our situation, because as a software company, you need a lot of money to create the software. And even if it might sound weak or unpretentious, in the end, they help you, and you have to work with them, not against them. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Manuel. Yeah, it looks like you had to be quite creative to be still around. So there was a new approach in selling, partnership approach. There was change partly in the reimbursement policy. You had to take on some more risks in delaying prepayments. And also you had to give up some projects. So, but you made it, you're still around, congrats.